Hello and welcome to all you Capricorns. Here's your monthly forecast for horoscope for June 2015. There are a couple of things happening. The most important thing for you, of course, is your ruler. Your ruler Saturn is going backwards in another sign for a couple of months, and that starts as from Saturn goes retro in Scorpio, so in 29 degrees of Scorpio, 28 degrees of Scorpio, and that happens on around the 15th, 16th of the month, and it will be there for like the middle of September. So it's a couple of months that you go backwards in the 11th house. So it means that there is still a bit of cleaning up to do there. And what is the 11th house? The 11th house is your friendships, it's your aspirations. And it doesn't mean to say you have to do a cleanup to do with friends. It could mean that, yes, there are some new friends coming in and some old going out, and that's not a bad thing. That's just, it means that you and them have changed, and not because they're bad, that you don't want to have anything to do with them anymore, but just that you're not aligned anymore. And people think often that that is a bad thing. You know, I don't see that friend anymore, but it's not a bad thing. It's just that everyone, sometimes we meet people that will be there for just a couple of months on our path, helping us, and others are there for quite a long time. It can also mean that you are strengthening a friendship. Could mean that as well, or a friend coming back into your life. For others, it can have to do with your aspirations. So an aspiration that you have been putting on hold, an objective for the future, a goal for the future, that maybe it was a study, maybe it was something that you wanted to do, regards or that has to do with work, that you have been putting on a pause because the time was not right or whatever, and now you're going back to that. You are going to finish that up. So that's the Saturn in your 11th house. That's why I say a bit of cleanup, you know, tying the loose ends and the things that you still needed to do in that area of your life. Now there are other things going on as well. The most positive thing that is going on is the connection between Venus and Jupiter and Uranus. So Venus and Jupiter will be in Leo. Venus will be in Leo exceptionally for a long time. Normally Venus is there a month approximately in a sign. Now it's going to be there 3 months. So for everyone, that area of life is going to become a bit more important, and you will find a bit more meaning there as well, because Jupiter, the planet of meaning, is there. And for you, it's your 8th house. Now this is interesting. Because Venus, so everyone will have a sudden windfall. Everyone will have something unexpectedly happening and having a positive effect, something that you value. But when it is in the 8th house, it's not so very out there. It can be something that you treasure, maybe a gift from someone. Maybe the support of someone, because the 8th house is the value of others. I've seen quite often when Venus and Jupiter, when a benefit comes into the 8th house, you get a present. And with the Uranus there in your 4th house, it means unexpectedly. So it could be a relative, because with the link with the 4th house, that gives you unexpectedly something. Might be financial, but not necessarily. It can be a present that you value very much. So something that you value, the value from other people that come to you, and it gives you a very good feeling. So this is something to look forward to. And it's especially around the end of the month, but it's a kind of an upbuilding, and although it comes all of a sudden, it has a very long effect. So it's that kind of, and it's not very tangible because it's the 8th house. It's a bit of a secret house there, but it's very positive. So that's for you, Capricorn there. Another thing that is going on, and very Capricorn-like, you could say, is all that activity in your 6th house. I talked about that last month as well, but now it's the Mercury retrograde still going on in Gemini, and that is your 6th house, and it's going backwards and forwards, and as from the 12th it goes forwards again. But main thing is that there has been a lot of confusion. And a lot of confusion in the 6th house area. That could be 3 things. Could be your job. It could be your day-to-day routine. It could be your health. These are more than 3 things, but and also small animals. But for a lot of people, it will have to do something with their day-to-day routine, which is for a lot of people work. And you're a Capricorn. Most people that have a strong Capricorn emphasis, they love their work, or they are very committed to work. Let's put it that way. Now, with having Mercury going backwards and forwards, and especially aspecting Neptune in a hard aspect in the 3rd house, there has been, on a mind level, because the 3rd house is your thinking, so you have been thinking about work, or thinking about things that are not working out, and or maybe something that comes up and you didn't expect it, and you didn't see it for a long time, and all of a sudden you see it. And that seeing will be probably around the end of the month, around the 27th, 20 and onwards, because the aspect of Mercury and Neptune. Mercury is your communication, the information that you take on. And Neptune is very confusing when it comes to a hard aspect, a 90-degree angle. So there has been confusion going on because, or you haven't been seeing the things that are in front of you deliberately or non-deliberately. Maybe a colleague has been not been fair to you. Or maybe things at work that happen there are not very fair. And whatever it is, there's a conclusion there around the end of the month. So it's not going to last forever. So it's quite a long transit because it happened already the month before, but it's not going to last forever. So you will you will see what's going on there. And at the same time, and this is good energy, the Sun and Mars conjunct each other. And Sun and Mars also in that same 6th house. Now the Sun and Mars is a bit dominant energy. It's very male energy. It's very I want to do. I don't have any patience, and I want to do it my way or the highway. That's the energy. But if you do it in a positive way, and if you have been suppressing things that you haven't been saying to your colleagues again or at work, and now is the time to do so, because now you have the courage to do so. The positive side of this aspect of Sun and Mars is courage. So use the courage. If you really need to stand up for yourself, do it, and do it in a very, I would say in a bit of a cold way of the Capricorn, but not in an aggressive way. I think it's your style to be a bit, to come across very professional. You are a very professional sign, you Capricorn. So use your professionalism, your objectivity to say the things as they are. Not in an aggressive way, but just say things as they are, and you don't have to make too many words. You don't have to say too many words to express yourself. That's typically around the first 2 weeks of, or mainly the first 2 weeks of the month. When you are out of a job, use that Sun-Mars energy, because instead of being frustrated that you don't have a job, do something. Because it's going to make you less frustrating, and B, by doing, you're going to get somewhere. Because these are absolutely a lot of energy there in the 6th house. If you are not going to push yourself now, you're never going to push yourself. It's that kind of energy. So do make those actions yourself. Don't wait and see. Now, these were the main aspects. I'm going to have a look if I haven't forgotten anything. I said that about your ruler. Yes, that's the most important thing. I think it's going to be, in general, not a bad month at all for you. Have a good month, you dear Capricorns. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time, and have a good month. Bye-bye.